Yo, 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 we live here. Pro Pels Talk, Pelicans, Spurs, recap. Five, Chaz, Lito. Let's get into it.
First took away. Gas with this. Get your money's worth out.
All right, man. So, you guys, if you did get a chance to see the game, the Pelicans beat the brakes off the Spurs 129 and 110. Beige Rodman got put in the bucket. Zion had a yeah. Shout out to Chaz. Lito at the Smoothie King Center. The T-shirt from the gas station. Those are the best places to really buy a T-shirt from. You being honest, that's not even a bad. I'm not even.
You're not even playing. They won
I'm
and
not
done.
even playing. It's the best place.
For the gas station though.
I mean, those are facts. 129, 110. They took care of business. Fellas, how y'all doing? Five, what's good with you, dog?
Man, we chilling. You know, we getting ready for tomorrow. I really ain't ate too much today, just in preparation for tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So I'm ready to go.
Happy holidays here for those who celebrate. Chaz, what's up with you, man? How you feeling, brother?
I'm cooling, brother. Cooling. Good victory. Came out, handled business. So I like to see. Chilling.
That's some nice lighting you got there. Hey,
appreciate it.
Hey, Lito, what's good with you, dog?
Man, I'm good, man. Like Five said, I'm ready. I lay my clothes out. I got a fork, a spoon, a plate, and a cup on top of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to go.
So this Pro Pels Talk episode is presented by Company Burger, Topo Chico, New York Life, DraftKings Sportsbook. You know what I mean? Hair dye brought to you by Dennis Rodman. We about to get into this play. I wish I had clips. We starting off with this. Zion put somebody on the ground without having to dunk on them. Just put somebody on the ground. It's Chaz's favorite player.
Yeah.
Chaz, you got comments about that play? About the Zion layup?
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming this offseason, pause. I knew a play like that was going to happen this offseason because two things. One, I said if the Pelicans draft Beige Rodman, I'm not watching the Pelicans no more. Like I'm not a fan no more. I'm moving on. I'm watching the big three full time. Right. And then when I saw dude crack that joke about Russell Westbrook and he laughed like this, I knew he was a victim in this league. I knew he would be a victim in this league. It was embarrassing. They had a little scrummage prior to that play, and I like to see that dog in Zion and say, "Oh, I ain't forget." If there's one person who will throw an elbow into somebody's nose, into their temple on this team, is Najee. We already see how that turned out, and it's Zion.
Hands of steel.
Shout out to Temples. Garrett Temple played about 5 minutes tonight. He put out a 3, 1 for 2. Shout out to our dog, Louisiana legend. 5, man. There was no CJ McCollum tonight. We got a chance to see Jose Alvarado out there with the starting unit. Team didn't miss a beat. What'd you think about his performance? How did it help some of the other guys, specifically in the starting lineup?
I mean, like it's just another guy you don't have to necessarily create for. He creates for you. He's just going to give you the ball in the spots that you needed to be in. You saw Jonas have a good game from the jump. I think that was kind of predicated all on the movement of Jose. Even Brandon was getting downhill. Zion was trying to be a force from the jump. Like, I think that starts with Jose. Jose was telling people to come on. Like, he get on a break. Yo, come on, let's go. And I think that's a different feel from CJ, where it's more methodical. You know what I'm saying? It's tween, where like, nah, like Jose not trying to do that. He trying to get straight to the business. So, and I think that's a kind of, you ever seen like sometimes it's more when you do less? I think that's Jose. You know what I'm saying?
100. So Lito, man, this performance, Zion finished the night 32 and 11, 18 shots, 14 for 18, 4 for 8 from the free throw line, had a block and a couple steals. I think this is the game that reminded me the most of the guy pre-injury since his return. On a lot of different levels, and it ended up with a win that was dominated from start to finish. What does anything about Zion's performance tonight tell you about where he's at, or is this just another day in the office?
Nah, I think at this point, it looks like he's rounding in the basketball shape. His legs are getting underneath him because the one thing, the points always going to be there. That's not a big deal. But the thing that jumped off the screen to me was the activity rebounding.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Like when I saw, like he was crashing the glass. He was taking rebounds from Jonas. He was like, it didn't matter who you was. And the other thing was when he got it, he went. It was coast to coast with.
One more time. What'd he do?
He went. It was coast to coast. No, that was clean. It was coast to coast.
Yeah, it was clean. Go ahead.
Yeah, nah. But he was he looked like the guy who I remember from 2 years ago. Like he felt like a guy who I think he not only is seeing it now, his legs feel good. Like he looks like he's getting he looked like he's getting into basketball shape.
Yeah. No, I mean,
say one thing?
Go ahead.
I just wanted to speak on the Jose Alvarado thing. Like, I know man, Jose is a guy who, it is a luxury to have a backup who can play spot starter minutes. And I still don't. I mean, if you told me there were 3 backups better than him, I need to know. I need you to list them out for me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Jose was plus 20 tonight, bro. Like that shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? That shouldn't fall by the wayside.
So, Jose being in the starting lineup leads to Devontae Graham taking on a bigger responsibility coming off the bench. He's pretty much the 6th man. You could say Larry's technically the first person off the bench, but from a traditional 6-man role, like Devontae is the first person off with CJ being out. We hope he gets healthy and up, and back straight. 5, Devontae keep it flowing. 21 points, 11 shots. The 3 was falling. The confidence was there. Played really good defense, I think, in a lot of stretches, no matter if he was in a miniature backcourt lineup or if he was next to Dyson, whatever the case may be, or Najee. Devontae played well. Is it time for us to start giving him more credit as someone that maybe deserves to be on this team longer than some of the fan base would ask?
Listen, I think Devontae has been playing great. It's good to see his shot falling, seeing him healthy, shooting good shots, right? There was no shot Devontae took tonight that I hated. Even the pull-up 3 in transition. I loved it. I told Chaz on the playback, like, nah, shoot that shit. Shoot that shit because you're in rhythm. You've made at least 3 in a row. I really would love to know the number of like his percentages of the 3 that he takes after he shoots a free throw or makes a layup. I want to know because usually that shit water. Like if he see the ball go in, it's like the next one going in regardless. And I think that's a signal for success for him. You saw him get into the paint, right? It wasn't just the shots. It was the creativity that he create. Me and Chaz talked about this. We know you can do it. I'm not, I wasn't, boisterous about Devontae Graham because, I was asking him to do something that he couldn't do. No, I seen it before. I know you can do that. I've seen you do it in Charlotte. I saw you do it at Kansas. I just think he fell in love with just being a shooter, but I know he a hooper. Like he a pure hooper. And now it's just like, now it's just showing.
Right.
Chaz, someone else that, we know has the ability, but it's kind of been matchup dependent this year. It's been Jonas Valanciunas, 22 and 10 tonight, 26 minutes. Allows Larry Nance to play 17 minutes. That off the top of my head, barring the game he gets hurt, that's one of the lowest. If we're talking just strictly minutes, I think that's one of the lowest totals I remember from him this year. It's at least one of them top 3. He's been playing 20 plus. It feels like every night. But Jonas performed. And he played really well, man. What did you think about his performance, and how important is him to take advantage of these kind of nights against, Vucevic's, against Jakob Porto, the natural or traditional bigs around the league?
I think this is especially Jonas is an ideal matchup for other European players, right? And I just think when CJ being out, you look at Jonas as the great equalizer. You know what I'm saying? CJ being out, you're gonna see them play through Jonas a lot more. I think Jonas is a decent passer out of the post. Hit some nice threes tonight. Wasn't hesitant. He knew what he wanted to do. He played strong tonight. All night, aside from Zion, he looked like the strongest guy on the floor. And again, like you look at a guy who spends all summer playing, in the Euro League. So he knows, some of these other defenders. He knows how to match up against them. And I know with him and Portal, that's like a rivalry at this point to me. Like those two, and Portal has gotten the best of him a couple of times, but maybe the last 3 matchups, you've seen JV almost like he's figured something out with that guy, and he's almost he dominated him, but he's won the matchup handedly. And that's a credit to him for taking advantage of these opportunities to get buckets, especially with CJ being out.
Yeah.
Chris,
go five.
I know we kind of not skipped over. We talked about Zion and rebounding and shit like that. Zion made some crazy shots tonight.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
20. Oh, he gonna get it. He gonna get it. He gonna get it. No.
Nah, man.
Like the left-handed finishes, the English, the touch that he had, bro.
Me and File watching the game, we was like, yo, that's 3-4 players jumping at the same time. They can't do nothing with this dude.
And that's why you say he back, right? That's what gets you to finishing close to 70% from the field for a full, for the season that you play, because you make some of those shots that you're just not supposed to make.
Yeah.
I mean, he was nuts, man. And 14 for 18, we saw that. I mean, maybe the assist could have been higher, but why? Why? I mean, think about it. He only missed 2 shots inside of the 3-point line. Mm-hmm. 2 of the misses were from 3.
Did a good job at the free throw line too.
Yeah. Did Brandon get the triple-double or no?
He didn't. He missed about a few rebounds, but he did get a double-double. Okay. And actually, that's a good point because that's we're gonna close out here soon, but I want to get to BI, Lito. I guess we can't get the BI.
Yeah,
all right, man.
Did he know?
BI standing here, man.
All right, there we go.
All right, there we go. All right, yo, so Lito, man, I wanted to get the BI, man. 17 and 10. Man, I'm noticing a dude, and I talked about it in the show that I put together earlier. Was he seems to be just really seeing and watching, like observing the floor before he decides the type of game he's looking to have. Like that seems to be the next step for him. He's really patient with his approach. He's not in go mode every single time. You might not see him put up a shot attempt until 3 minutes in the first quarter, just trying to scope how the game. We see LeBron do it a lot against certain teams and matchups. Just kind of see, how things are being played, where he fits. And I've been seeing a lot more of that for Brandon. 17 and 10, 4 for 9 from the field. Turned the ball over maybe, a few times. But, I mean, had an efficient night from the field. He did everything. He didn't miss a free throw. What did you like tonight about Brandon's game, and especially how important it was for welcoming Zion back to his best performance of the year, probably since the Clippers game? Or the Atlanta game, maybe.
Yeah,
you talking about Lord Ingram?
That's what you call him.
I'm calling him Lord Ingram.
Gotcha.
He's at the point where the game is. He's at a point of basketball mastery. The game is slowed down for him so much to where like he doesn't need. What am I gonna go fast for? Because at any given moment, I can get to my spot on the floor. And not only can I get there, I'm gonna rise over the top of you and shoot it. You can't even contest my jumper, and I'm still gonna fade away. And I'm 6'9" or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So he's getting to the point where he's picking his spots. He's picking his spots to even pass the ball. He's getting people in. Brandon made some incredible passes. He had some good looks tonight. Y'all think him and Zion challenging for 30-point games back to back? You think they had a conversation about that? And they were just like, you got 30, you got what BI had yesterday? 34?
34 against the Warriors.
32, right?
Yeah.
You think Zion mad? Anyways, so I think Brandon is just to the point where like the game is just he's a puppet master. He's lulling the defense into what he wants them to do, right? And then like he's still gonna do it because you can't stop him. Yo, Shohan was literally Shohan is a football player. You ever played basketball against a football player, bro?
It's very physical.
Bro,
just looking for contact. Yeah.
And all you gotta do is hit the all you gotta do
also out there looking for his contact.
All you gotta do is hit a football player with misdirection because they don't use their feet well because they're using hands. They want to hand check you, right? Come on, man. they want to hand check you. So like Brandon got to the point where once he figured out how the refs were calling and how Sohan was guarding him, either he was going past him, right? He was going past him every time, or he was hitting the open man. But it was just an overall big game.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. I think Brandon made the most of his opportunity against a very physical defender that wanted contact.
Y'all saw that Sohan over the back foul on Brandon? That was crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy
foul. Shout out to our sponsor in DraftKings Sportsbook.
All of them?
That wants to make sure you are over the back in cash this holiday season. There's so many things that are unknown when it comes to where this season is at, but you be sure to use the official DraftKings sports betting partner of the NBA, DraftKings Sportsbook here with BKM. New customers, you can bet $5. It used to be the 5 for $200. We owe you $50. It's now 5 for $150, but that's okay.
No, they lost their $50. We tried to tell y'all to go get that money.
It's been a year.
Y'all wanted to wait. That's on you.
It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, I key. So listen, if y'all lost it, that's on y'all. But listen, it's still free $150. It's a lot you can do with that, especially around this time. So, you buying gifts, you buying turkeys, whatever you're doing, Nino Brown or you're not. DraftKings Sportsbook is the place that we go to put our bets in. So look, y'all, man, whether it's a same game parlay, whether you're going ahead and and betting money lines, you're betting spreads, please download DraftKings Sportsbook. The code used to be down here, but you should know what it is already. It's BOOT, capital B-O-O-T. Type in BOOT. And look, man, if anybody has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER. Fellas, this was dope. Pelicans took care of business. I'm going to end with this. Anybody can respond. All of you can if you want to. This is back-to-back performances where they didn't care about the opponent, nor did they care about the record. They took care of what they were supposed to from the opening possession. And I think that's big for a team like this. And then they, even with either welcoming guys back or playing around someone missing a game. Even against the no Steph Curry and company Warriors and this Spurs team, what do you take from that?
Man, I'm cool with winning. I wanted Steph and them to play to gauge where we were, but I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Play who in front of you and beat their ass. You know what I'm saying? Beat their ass all the time. If you can continue this, everybody in the NBA for a reason.
There you
know
go.
What I'm saying? So whoever in front of you, play them and beat them.
I think the team is still growing and developing. I think early in the season, maybe we put some unreasonable expectations on them because of what we saw on paper. I think the makings of a team that's growing and becoming a good team is you beat the teams you're supposed to beat. You show up every night with consistent energy and effort, and I think they've done that. Even with that loss at Boston, I think prior to that game, during that 3-game win streak, through that loss and these past 2 victories, I think this team has showed up with the energy and effort. They're trying to get the season back on the rails, man. That's all I can say.
Lito.
Yeah, man. I mean, shit, what everybody else said, you play the teams. I mean, you beat the teams you're supposed to beat. Who doesn't matter who's in the lineup, doesn't matter who's playing. You beat that team. That's the makings of a good team. You can't have letdowns against less. You can't play down to your competition basically. And they've for the past 2 games they've done a good job of doing that. We play Memphis Friday.
Yep.
Yeah.
you know, so that'll be a good test for him. You know, especially them coming off that Sacramento loss. So yeah, man. I mean, I think if I'm not mistaken, we're third in the Western Conference at this point.
11-7.
I mean, what more could you ask for?
Yeah, take it. Fuck. Take that dub.
100, man. So shout out to y'all, man. That was our recap here with Propels Talk. Please check in with everybody. 5 dropped a phenomenal article. Chaz dropped a rant recently, and I know he's gonna drop another hot take very, very soon.
Very soon.
Tap in with the people. Lito. I know Lito with the family, but next week he told me he got about 3 or 4 things coming for y'all, man. So, man, we're gonna continue to put out this work, man. Shout out to our sponsors again: Topo Chico, The Company Burger, New York Life, DraftKings Sportsbook. Like, subscribe, share, holla at us. We out.
Cool.